I'm Dave Wilhelm. In this video, we discuss the financing section of the Business 245 business plan. It may be a bit early to define funding requirements or the type of funding, but we can make some estimates of the initial investment needed and a general approach to funding. These are the main types of funding sources. Certainly equity and debt are the two we normally think of. The difference between them, of course, is how much control we want to have over the business versus the need for funds to acquire resources to run the business. There are also gifts, but we cannot really count on those. There are grants, which if you're a nonprofit may be possible. The Small Business Administration is not a funding source, but they may offer advice. And finally, recently, crowdfunding has come into the mix as well. This is a normal sequence of a business getting financing. On the top of the timeline in blue is equity, and at the bottom of the timeline in green is debt. And certainly the first thing any business person finances is their personal assets for equity and their credit cards, which is an easy way of getting some debt financing. Next are friends and family. If you are getting financed with help from friends and family, make very sure that both parties understand whether it is an equity investment, a debt investment, or, not very likely, but always a possibility, a gift. Beyond this, an easy way of debt financing is trade credit from suppliers, then a loan from a bank, and if the credit is not good enough for a bank loan, we can go to a finance company which is willing to accept a higher level of risk at the cost of a higher interest rate. Equity financing possibilities are angels and venture capitalists. Generally, angels are passive equity investors. Venture capitalists tend to be fairly active equity investors. And finally, and this is way too early to talk about, if things are going very, very well, we can have an initial public offering.